Getting started with HiveDB. So a HiveDB, it can store a data. So all the data stored in Hive is organized in boxes. So a box can be compared to a table in SQL. So unlike SQL, it doesn't have structure. So we can contain or we can store anything that we wanted inside the box. So for the small application, using the Hive, a single box might be enough. But for more advanced application, multiple boxes might be used. Hive also offers an encryption for our sensitive data. So using the Hive DB, we need to have the package called Hive and Hive underscore Flutter. For the deb dependency, we need to have the Hive underscore generator and the build runner. So let's add this to our pubspec YAML. Let's head back to our editor. As you can see here in the pubspec YAML, we have added our package, which is the Hive, and this is the version number of the Hive package. Also the Hive underscore Flutter, and this is the version of this package. And then this is we added the deb dependency, which is the Hive underscore generator and the build underscore runner. So let's close this file, which is the pubspec YAML. In main the Dart file, we're going to initialize our Hive DB. So in main function, we will going to turn this an async function, and then we're going to ensure our Flutter bindings, and then we initialize the Hive, and at line 8 we will going to open a box called db underscore box. So this will be the actual database called db underscore box. Here we replace the placeholder widget with the scaffold widget. So for the scaffold, we have an up bar, and the up bar will have a title of HiveDB, and then the background, we supply a background color with a color black 12. And then for the body, we have a center widget. Inside the center widget, we have a column widget. So the column widget will have an axis alignment of center and cross axis alignment to center as well. So here we create an outline button. So we have 4 outline button here for create data, update data, delete data, and print the data. So the first thing that we do is to create a functionality for our create data. But first, we will going to have a reference to our database, or which is the box. So we can't directly access our box called db underscore box. That's why we have a reference point here called underscore db. So here in this line of code in 39 up to 44, we have our function called create data. So this function is a future void, and it will be a async function. So here we will going to add a data. So our data is a set of map. So in line 41 here, this line of code will add the data that we wanted to add in our database, or call the box called db underscore box. So in line 43, we just this line of code, we will going to print out the keys, and also the value of our database. So let's try to the data that we wanted to add in our db underscore box. Let's say this will be pineapple, pineapples, and the quantity will be 50. And then we're going to save this, and we will going to run our button, which is the create data. So as you can see, our product, which is we index that as a 1. So this is the product, is pineapple, and then the quantity is 50. So this is the key. So we have the key of 0, which is for this index 0, and this product, which is the apple, and this the key 1 is for the product pineapple. So next we're going to create the update button, or update functionality. So for the update data function, here we create that, and then for the function, for this function, we need to have a data, or the map of the data, and the key of that data, because we wanted to specify what data we wanted to update. So here we use this line of code to update our data. And then here we just print out to the console the result of the update of the data. Here in line 81 up to line 87, so this is the update data function. So we wanted to update the the key, which is 0, and then here this is the data, or the product, and the quantity that we wanted to update. So let's update this product. So we're going to say banana. So the quantity will be, let's say 30. 30. So update. So as you can see, we already update our product, which is the key is 0. So here the star apple, which is 0. The product name is star apple, and the quantity is 30. Now we update that product. So the star apple becomes banana, and the quantity is 30. So that's how we update the data in Hive. Now creating a delete functionality. So here in line 53 up to 58, this is the function that will delete the data in our box. So in the line 55, this line of code will delete the data that we wanted. So we need a key because we need to choose which data that we wanted to delete. So this line of code was responsible for the deletion of the data, or specific data, using the key. So we need to choose which key what we wanted to delete. So here we just print out the result or the remaining data that we have. So here below we apply or we supply the functionality, I mean the button, the delete button with our function, or which is the delete data function. So here, as you can see, if we're going to print our data, we don't have a data, so we have empty data in our box. So if we're going to create one, so let's say we're going to create this data, which is the that is the update. So let's say here we're going to create another data called pineapples, and then the quantity is 50. So let's create that. So this is our data with the key of 3. And then if we're going to print that, same thing. The key is 3, and then the data is this one. So pineapple, and the quantity is 50. So again, we're going to have an apple again, like the quantity is 40, and then save that, and then we're going to create the data. So here we have two datas. So here we have our key is 3 and 4, and this is the data that we have. So here we're going to update the this pineapple, which is the key of the product pineapple is 3. So we're going to choose that key, which is 3, and then we will going to have a product of banana, and then the quantity is, let's say, 25. Save that, and then we're going to update the data that we have. So press the update data button. So now it's already updated. So we're going to print that. So the here the key is 3 is now becomes a banana. So the banana and the quantity is 25. So if we wanted to delete that, we need to choose which key that we wanted or which product that we wanted, but we need the key for that product or for that data. So example, we wanted to delete the 3, which is pointing this data, which is the product name is banana and the quantity is 25. So we wanted to delete that, just replace 2 with 3, save that, and then let's delete that data. So if you hit the delete, now the key or the banana is no longer there. So let's delete the remaining data that we have. The key is 4, and save the file, and then hit the delete button. So we successfully delete all the data that we have. So if we are going to print out our data, it's still empty. So let's create the data. So that is the data apple, and then we're going to update that data, which is 5. We're going to change the key, which is 5. Save that, and then hit the update button. So now we successfully update our data from apples now becomes banana. And then we wanted to delete this data. We just have to replace 4 to 5, which is the key of this data, and then we're going to save this file and then hit the delete button. So as you can see, the data is successfully deleted. So if we try to print out that data, print out our data or the box, so it's empty because we delete the remaining data. So that's all for creating an update, create, update, and delete functionality using the Hive database. So in recap, here we initialize our Hive database. So we need to ensure our Flutter binding with this code, and then we initialize the Hive. In line 8, we will going to have a box called db underscore box. So this is the initialization of our Hive database. So this function will be used in our button. So for the create data, we will going to have the create function, and then we add a data, which is the product is apple and the quantity is 40. And then for the update, we will going to update the data that we have, and then we will going to replace the product and the quantity. And here we need the key because we wanted to point out, or we need the key of that data that we wanted to update. So here in the delete button, we need, for the delete button, we have our delete function. So for the delete function, we need the key, the key of the data that we wanted to delete. So that's why we have 5 here. So here in the print button, we just print out our data using the print function to our debug console. So we're going to, what I mean is we're going to show that or print that out. So let's try to create a data using the create button. So we are going to create a data, which is the product is apple and the quantity is 40. So like that. So we have our uh, data with the key of 6. So I wanted to update the data, which is this one, with the key of 6. So I'm going to replace the key with 6, save the file, and then I'm going to hit the or press the button or the update button. So here, as you can see from Apple, it updated to banana, and then we just updated that. We just updated this data. So if we wanted to delete that, we just have to replace these 5 because we need to get this key for this data. So which is 6. So let's replace the 5 with 6. Save the file and then press the delete button. And now there's no longer data. We don't have data right now here because we delete the data that we have. So if we're going to press the print data, as you can see, we don't have a data. So create a data, print data. So the key is 7 and this is the data. So that's all for the basic usage of Hive database. So that's all for getting started in Hive database. So thank you for watching.